Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Stasia and I've recently lost 50 pounds eating super easy, whole food, plant-based recipes. So today's video, I'm going to show you one of my current favorite ones, which is homemade deli vegan meat. So forget the ones at the store that are super expensive, filled with God only knows what, and let me show you how to make it today. So before we jump into the video, all of my weight loss recipe ebooks are on sale for only $5. $5 to get the exact recipes that I personally was eating to lose this weight. So here I'm going to show you a few of my before pictures. This is what I looked like 50 pounds ago. And this is what I look like now by eating these exact recipes. So if you want to check out that awesome book sale, the link will be in the description box below. Okay, so on with the recipe. And keep in mind, all of this will be posted in my description box below if you want to just go down there and take a screenshot of it. So basically, we're just starting this recipe off by using some extra firm tofu. It is important that it's extra firm because the other stuff will just crumble. So here I'm just obviously opening it up, get out of the package. The nice thing about the extra firm is that you don't really need to press the water out of it. I mean, you can, but it's not actually necessary. So here is my new large vegetable peeler. I absolutely love this peeler. I got it on Amazon recently to shred some cabbage and ended up trying it out on this tofu and it worked like a charm. So as you can see here, look how thin I was able to get this tofu. This is the magic in making this deli meat, is that you want it to be as thin as possible. Now I've seen other ways of how to make this, and some even go as far as blending it up and flattening it out on a pan. I truly think that this is the easiest way, and it replicates, the veggie meat that we're used to buying in the store, but of course without all the junky ingredients in it. So for this recipe, I ended up using about half a brick of tofu, and of course I'll just save the rest for another time. So here I'm going to go ahead and make the delicious marinade that goes with this deli meat. This has been perfected a couple times over, and let me tell you, it is absolutely delicious. So again, if you want the exact ingredients to this recipe, then just check out my description box below after this video is done and you will find it there. But I'm gonna say, out of all the different things that I tried with this deli meat, this is my favorite one. It's a sweet and smoky marinade. Oof, you just cannot go wrong. But with that being said, like I say with most of my recipes, have fun with it. There are no hard rules, so you can add whatever spices or seasonings that you think would go well. I have even actually made this deli meat with nothing at all but salt, and I quite enjoyed it that way too. But anyways, so here I'm just gonna line the bottom of a container with about half of the marinade, and then from there I'm gonna go ahead and throw in all of the deli slices. So you wanna make sure here that they are all covered really well. Now, if you are lucky enough to have a vegetable peeler similar to mine or a mandolin that can handle the tofu to get it this thin, then you just want to be really careful at this stage because it is so thin that it is, a little bit fragile and easy to break. So here I'm just going to go ahead and take the rest of that marinade and pour it on top. And once that's all covered, I'm going to go ahead and throw the lid on that container and then give it all a nice even shake to make sure that things are coated. And at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it in my fridge for 2 hours. I say a minimum of 2 hours. Now, if you wanna make this even the night before, the longer the better when it comes to marinades, because it just absorbs that flavor all that much more. But 2 hours is usually the sweet spot if you are looking to, eat it that same day. So it's been 2 hours after, I threw it in the fridge there, and this is what it should look like. So again, it's all nice and coated pretty evenly. And now we're gonna go ahead and we're going to bake these slices. So here you just want to line, any type of baking pan, cookie sheet, whatever, throw some parchment paper on. I use the unbleached parchment paper, and I'm just going to go ahead and throw it all on there. So you want to make sure that, it's all kind of like evenly spaced out. A little bit of layering's okay, but not too much. And now this last step is totally optional, but I like to take the marinade and just drizzle a little bit more over the deli slices, but again, that's totally optional. The nice thing about tofu is that it really kind of takes on whatever flavor you give it. So that's why when you let it sit in that marinade, it really does a great job at absorbing that flavor. Oh my gosh, if you could even smell the marinade at this point, you would be excited. So anyways, while I threw that in the oven at 350 degrees, I let it cook for for about 12 to 14 minutes, flipping about halfway through, which I'm going to show you guys that in a bit. But anyways, while that's in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and just cut up some parchment paper. So here I just like to use these as some dividers when I store the deli meat in my fridge. So this is what it looks like about the halfway point. So like I mentioned, I just go ahead and I'm going to flip all of these. You'll see how it's kind of not cooked on the one side there. So yeah, just go ahead and flip them all, and then we're going to put it back in the oven to let it cook for the second half. Now, the thing is, you do want to keep an eye on these because they can overcook fairly easy. So there is definitely a sweet spot with the cooking time. And of course, everyone's oven temperatures vary ever so slightly. So you'll just kind of have to keep an eye on it and see what temperature and what time works exactly best for you. Even the last few slices here at the end got a little too crispy on the edges for my liking. So yeah, you definitely want to watch the time to make sure that they come out the perfect texture. However, this is what they actually look like when they are perfectly done. Oh my goodness, these are so good. Now I know it's not much to actually look at, but again, once you taste it with this delicious marinade absorbed in it, oh my gosh, it is to die for. It's so, so good. So this is how I like to store my deli meat. I just use the same container that I used to marinate it. And then just with those dividers with the parchment paper there, I like to keep it stored in a glass container and it is good to go. Now, I can't tell you exactly how long this is good for in the fridge because it never really last that long around here. These are awesome just to pull out of the fridge when you need a little pick-me-up, or of course to use in some type of sandwich. And speaking of sandwich, I'm about to show you guys my newest creation that I'm super, super excited about. I just made this tortilla, this really thin, flaky tortilla using potatoes. Now, if you're interested in finding out that recipe, make sure you hit that subscribe button because that will be my next video that I'm uploading and you're not going to want to miss it. It is amazing. So anyways, here is the deli meat. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this wrap together. This was an incredible, incredible meal. One of the reasons that I like this deli meat is because, as most of you know, I do try to keep my fat intake very, very low, and tofu is one of those plant-based foods that are a little bit higher in fat. However, it's also high in protein. So I feel like these deli slices are kind of the happy medium for me because they are so thin. It keeps the fat content really, really low for me in a meal, and getting in some protein from something other than beans is also nice, and let's just be honest, it tastes really, really good. So check out my sandwich. Tell me that does not look delicious. I have it packed with all my favorite fixings for a sandwich, so of course you put in whatever you like there. But when you're eating meals like this, how can you even feel bad about it? Because you're doing something really great for your body, and at the same time you're able to enjoy it. And that's seriously how I've been able to get the 50 pounds off. You have to like what you eat. It's a must for it to be sustainable. So again, if you are interested in getting some more weight loss friendly recipes like today's video, then be sure to check out that awesome book sale. Link is in the description box below. Don't forget to subscribe because I have so many more delicious recipes coming. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and we will see you in the next one.